Welcome back to the Senior Living Daily channel, where we provide clear, evidence-based insights to support your strength, mental acuity, and independence beyond the age of 60. Today's episode is critical, as currently nearly 40% of seniors are navigating their daily lives in a condition of chronic dehydration. They experience a sense of fogginess, fatigue, and imbalance, leaving them puzzled about the cause. And what's even more troubling is that it's not due to a lack of water consumption. It's due to them consuming it improperly, at inappropriate times, and in excessive quantities. Everything stems from a single myth that has been passed down to us for years. Quench your thirst with water. What if that guidance is genuinely endangering seniors? Here to shatter that myth is a remarkable figure, Japan's oldest practicing physician, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara. He continues to teach and treat patients even at the remarkable age of over 100. He has authored numerous medical texts, provided counsel to prime ministers, endured conflict, and contributed to the establishment of Japan's most cutting-edge hospitals. Today, he's here to demonstrate how hydration, something as basic as water, can either safeguard your brain or subtly damage it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Hinohara to the stage.
I appreciate it, Michael. I feel fortunate to be present, as this subject is often misinterpreted in the realm of senior health. Many believe that dehydration is simply characterized by chapped lips or intense thirst. However, in older adults, it rarely presents in that manner. It manifests as lightheadedness, brain fog, stiff joints, or a sudden decrease in blood pressure. Frequently, those signs are attributed to aging, when in fact they are indicators of fluid imbalance.
That really makes me pause and reflect, as I've lost track of how many times I've heard older patients mention that they're simply aging when they experience that foggy or off feeling. It's truly devastating, as they believe there's no hope for change.
Precisely. That feeling of being powerless is what perpetuates the issue. I have cared for countless patients well into their 70s, 80s, and even 90s. The most prevalent hydration error they commit is not related to insufficient drinking. It's about consuming in response. Only drinking water when the body is already in distress.
Just to clarify, that struggle doesn't always manifest as thirst, does it? That's what gives it its cunning edge. The indicators manifest as something completely different. Is that right?
And this is where it starts to pose a risk. Waiting to feel thirsty means you're already behind, particularly after the age of 60, when the body's thirst reflex diminishes, much like vision or hearing does. That's why older adults may appear well, yet still experience significant dehydration. That's the issue we're addressing today. I will guide you through 3 hydration myths that I think are subtly affecting older adults, including one that is so prevalent I encounter it in nearly every home I visit. Then I will reveal the perfect rhythm, the little daily practices that can change the way your joints function, how your mind operates, and even the quality of your sleep. However, I urge everyone tuning in to remain with us until the conclusion. As the last error we will discuss is linked to a common practice among millions of seniors each morning, believing it to be beneficial, when in fact, it is counterproductive.
That truly changes the perspective, because we're not merely discussing hydration in the conventional sense. We're discussing how to stave off exhaustion, avert falls, and safeguard your mind. Let's explore further. What makes the belief that you should only drink when you're thirsty particularly risky after the age of 60? What occurs within the body when an older adult adheres to that guidance?
It starts with a subtle change. With the passage of time, the body's thirst-detecting receptors, known as osmoreceptors, tend to lose their sensitivity. Even when your fluid levels are low, your body fails to send a sufficiently strong signal. The dryness is not felt. There seems to be a lack of urgency on your part. Therefore, you do not grab for water. Instead, you navigate your day with a sense of increased fatigue, a touch less balance. Your thoughts seem to move at a more leisurely pace. Your joints seem to be hurting more than they typically do, and you wonder if it's due to getting older. Yet frequently, it manifests as a hidden form of dehydration. A 72-year-old woman, one of my patients, visited me expressing concerns about her poor balance and mental fog. She was not consuming a lot of water. What is the reason? As she had no sense of thirst, that was the sole reason. However, after implementing a structured hydration schedule, with just a small amount every hour, her balance showed improvement. Her recollection became clearer. She remarked, "It feels as though I've reclaimed a piece of myself." And this isn't merely her narrative, it's a recurring sight for me. The body remains intact. It's calling out for assistance. When we turn a blind eye, the deterioration accelerates.
That's an incredibly impactful way to express it. The body is calling out for assistance. And if we're only attuned to a loud call, we overlook the subtle whispers. This next part is truly significant, as I've encountered it repeatedly from both patients and family members. I avoid drinking water in the evening to prevent having to wake up during the night. At first glance, that seems logical. Is it truly exacerbating the situation?
Indeed. This is a prevalent hydration issue I often encounter, particularly among seniors who live independently. They fear the risk of falling in the dark, concerned about the hassle it may bring, leading them to refrain from drinking water after 5 or 6 p.m.
But the twist is that choice truly heightens their vulnerability. That's a prevalent practice, even within my own family. My aunt ceased drinking after dinner for that specific reason, and she was unaware that it might be influencing her blood pressure or increasing her risk. What is the reason?
Dr. Hinohara explained that dehydration has an impact on the regulation of blood pressure. As you rise from your bed in the stillness of night, even if it's merely to visit the restroom, your body requires fluid in the vessels to regain its balance. Without it, you feel faint, you trip, you descend. It has an impact on the brain as well. Older adults who limit their water intake in the evening frequently experience confusion, headaches, dry mouth, or joint stiffness upon waking. Once more, they point fingers at age. However, it isn't about age, the outcome of halting hydration prematurely. The anxiety surrounding falling is in fact fostering the very circumstances that increase the likelihood of falling. That's the reason we need to rethink hydration. It's more than simply steering clear of thirst. It's all about keeping equilibrium in every possible way. This leads us to the core of our discussion today. This goes beyond merely dispelling misconceptions. It's about providing individuals with a genuine strategy, a path ahead. What is the best way to stay hydrated after turning 60 if simply sipping when thirsty doesn't suffice? What activities should seniors engage in from morning to night to safeguard their brain, joints, and energy levels? It begins the instant you open your eyes. The initial couple of hours in your morning represent what I refer to as the hydration window. What is the reason? Your body awakens in a condition of inherent deficiency. You've just dedicated 6 to 8 hours to losing water through your breath, your skin, and your urine, all while consuming nothing. Still, the majority of individuals tend to grab coffee first, or perhaps tea, or sometimes opt for nothing at all. They overlook the crucial step that would softly awaken the organs, ease the joints, and ready the mind. The solution is straightforward. Upon waking, consume 8 to 12 ounces of water at room temperature. It's not cold, it's at room temperature. In Japanese culture, the day often begins with warm water or a gentle broth. It calms the digestive system and enhances the body's ability to take in fluids more effectively, akin to how water seeps into parched earth rather than merely flowing away. To elevate it even more, consider adding a touch of natural sea salt or a splash of lemon juice. This provides your cells with the essential minerals required to retain that water rather than expelling it immediately. Patients have shared remarkable transformations stemming from this one habit. Increased energy, improved digestion, sharper clarity before breakfast, and over time, reduced aches, enhanced balance, and more pleasant mornings.
That's an incredibly straightforward change. And yet, it has the potential to entirely transform how one feels before 9 a.m. However, I can already sense the question arising from a few of our audience members. How about some coffee? Does hydrating first mean I have to forgo my morning cup completely?
Absolutely not. There's no need to let it go. Amna, all you have to do is rearrange the order. Consuming coffee, particularly when your stomach is empty, serves as a gentle diuretic. This promotes the body's release of water rather than its retention. Starting your day with coffee means you're kicking things off on a bit of a deficit, so to speak. However, if you start by drinking water, even just one glass, you establish a buffer. You reassure your kidneys, we are not in crisis. As a result, when you enjoy your coffee, it doesn't impact your system as intensely. You maintain a greater sense of equilibrium. That minor adjustment safeguards your blood pressure, your brain, and your digestion. The mood is established for the remainder of the day. In Japan, this method is instinctive. We take our time with stimulation. We gently transition into energy.
That truly strikes a chord, since a significant part of contemporary existence revolves around haste. Rise, fuel up, move out. What you're suggesting is that by taking a moment for a glass of water, we can enhance our movement, sharpen our thoughts, and boost our strength throughout the day. Let's continue onward. Following that initial morning glass, what should hydration entail for the remainder of the day? What is the sensation of a good rhythm, particularly for individuals over 60?
It ought to come naturally, without any sense of pressure or excess. The aim isn't to consume more water in a frenzy. It's about providing your body with a consistent source that it can effectively utilize. Following your morning hydration, strive for gentle sips every hour or two. A glass during lunch, a glass during dinner. Take your time. Don't hold off until you're thirsty. Allow it to blend into the backdrop as effortlessly as inhaling.
That's a really insightful perspective, because many people tend to think that staying hydrated means lugging around a giant bottle and chugging water constantly. But you're suggesting it's more about a steady, gentle approach rather than overwhelming your body.
Precisely. Here is where food takes on a significant role. Numerous individuals overlook the fact that hydration isn't solely derived from the contents of your glass. It originates from what you have on your plate. Cucumber, lettuce, celery, oranges, watermelon are all great options. They consist of more than 90% water. However, what truly matters is that they contain minerals and fiber that assist the body in retaining hydration for an extended period. Consider it in this way. A glass of water might flow through you in just an hour, yet a bowl of hydrating food can sustain your system throughout the afternoon. Traditional Japanese meals like miso soup, pickled vegetables, and lightly cooked greens offer natural hydration. They do more than satisfy thirst. They nourish the entire body. This leads us to a growing trend that I observe increasingly, particularly in Western nations. Individuals experimenting with their hydration through powders, tablets, and flavored drink mixes. Is everyone really that terrible? No. Are they truly all essential? Furthermore, no. This is the point where clarity is essential. An effective hydration supplement must include 3 essential electrolytes: sodium, potassium, and magnesium, all in the proper balance. These minerals assist the body in effectively absorbing and retaining water at the cellular level. That is the reason they are utilized in rehydration solutions within hospitals. However, there is a problem. Many commercial hydration powders contain excessive sugar or are filled with artificial dyes and flavorings that do not contribute to your health and may even exacerbate blood sugar issues, particularly in older adults. Unless you're experiencing heavy sweating, digestive problems, or taking medications that deplete fluids, you probably don't require a daily hydration supplement. Should you choose to utilize one, be sure to examine the label closely. Seek clarity. If they conceal ingredients within a proprietary blend, return it to the shelf.
That's really crucial, because many individuals tend to believe that having more is always advantageous. Increased hydration, enhanced electrolytes, additional supplements. What you're conveying is the importance of balance, understanding when your body truly requires that extra assistance, rather than merely pursuing eye-catching labels. Let's discuss the conclusion of the day. What is the best strategy for seniors to stay hydrated in the evening without needing to wake up multiple times during the night? What are the best ways to stay hydrated while ensuring a good night's sleep?
It's a fine equilibrium, yet one that can be achieved with a subtle adjustment. Timing is everything. It's best to have your final significant drink of water around 60 to 90 minutes prior to going to sleep, rather than just before you settle in for the night. Consider it a soft enhancement, sufficient to sustain the body through the night, yet not excessive enough to prompt a 2 a.m. wake-up from your bladder. It's more than merely water. Comforting, nutrient-dense liquids, such as a delicate cup of bone broth or a soothing herbal tea. Chamomile rooibos provide hydration in a gentle, more calming manner. They assist you in truly understanding rather than merely getting by. In Japanese culture, this is a familiar evening practice, something comforting and centering. It soothes the nervous system and readies the body for rest while gently aiding hydration. And here's another suggestion. Even if you don't feel the need, make sure to visit the bathroom just before going to bed. This will refresh your system and can greatly lessen those nighttime awakenings.
That really resonates, as the night can be the most challenging time for many seniors. Just knowing that you can maintain hydration and enjoy restful sleep is truly empowering. Now let's consolidate everything. If anyone has been following along and is looking for a straightforward routine to begin this evening, what does effective hydration after 60 truly entail, step by step?
This is the rhythm I suggest for every senior under my care. It's straightforward, eco-friendly, and beneficial for your cognitive function, joint health, stability, and rest. Begin in the morning, just moments after you wake up. Consume 8 to 12 ounces of water at room temperature prior to having coffee or any meals. This softly replenishes your organs and prepares your body for the day ahead. To enhance it further, consider adding a touch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon for improved absorption.
That definitely seems achievable. Straightforward and simple. Only a glass of water before anything else. It has the potential to influence your whole day.
Precisely. Throughout the day, take small sips regularly, enjoying a glass with each meal. Incorporate food as a source of hydration as well. Fresh cucumbers, crisp lettuce, juicy watermelon, and hearty soups. These provide water in a more gradual and practical manner. It's moisture that lasts. As the evening unfolds, take a moment to ease into a slower pace. Avoid consuming significant quantities of liquids 90 minutes prior to bedtime. If you're in need of something, consider having a comforting cup of tea or a soothing broth. Always make sure to visit the bathroom before heading to bed. It rejuvenates your bladder and aids in minimizing nighttime awakenings. That's the beat. Morning, noon, night. Soft, encouraging, and remarkably impactful when practiced regularly.
That's impactful because it's not about increasing our efforts. It's about finding a more intelligent approach. Simply hydrate at the appropriate moments and in the proper manner. You can experience a heightened sense of clarity, stability, and control. Pure knowledge, free from additives and exaggeration, where timeless insights converge with contemporary research. Staying hydrated is not just a passing fad. It is a ceremony. When crafted with attention, it transforms into the day's initial remedy. Elegantly expressed, a tradition, something we must hold dear. Speaking of rituals, allow me to carry out my own. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.